When it comes to the character of Danzo, most Naruto fans will agree that when it comes to his perception protecting Konoha, there's no line that he won't cross to do so. Uchiha clan preparing a coup d'etat, Danzo's solution is to have the entire clan wiped out. Hanzo has an issue with Nagato's first version of the Akatsuki. Danzo decides to conspire with them, also he can have a powerful ally in his corner. Doesn't think Tsunade is right to be Hokage. Danzo not only kills the messenger toad before he can go alert Naruto, but he also tells his root ninja that Pain must be allowed to destroy Konoha. Also he can rise up in the ashes and rebuild it as the next Hokage. However, for all of his dirty deeds, Danzo did have one act of kindness that benefited someone other than himself. In today's History of Naruto video, I'm going to share with you guys the story of how and why Danzo got Itachi promoted to Chunin. Before we go into this video, I just want to say that over on the official Naruto Explained Teespring, for a limited time, I have a 15% discount code that can be used on any of the merchandise there, as well as the All Because of Danzo t-shirts. So look down in the description box for the link in the promo code. Getting back to the topic at hand, many Naruto fans will recall that in order for a ninja to even attempt to achieve the rank of Chunin, they have to clear the mission requirement threshold, and they have to be recommended by the Jonin sensei before they can take the Chunin exams. However, in the history of the Naruto series, there have been a few exceptions to this rule, and Danzo is the reason for the most famous one. Seeing the incredible talent of Itachi Uchiha being wasted all because his Jonin sensei was jealous that his Ganin student was outshining him on their missions, Danzo made a very serious push behind the scenes to have Itachi made eligible for the Chunin exams. It was due to the actions of Itachi's sensei Yuki that everyone, including the third Hokage, thought that Itachi wasn't ready for the exams for some reason, and you had some people thinking that it might be because he was so young and that was part of the reason why he was never recommended. While acknowledged for his extreme potential in the academy, it was also being painted as if Itachi was someone who had a lot of potential and was a generational genius, but he hadn't quite reached the bar to take the Chunin exams, when in reality Itachi already possessed more than enough of the intangibles that were required to make the rank of Chunin. The information is given to us in the Itachi Daylight novel, which I'll have linked down in the description box for anyone who wants to read the novel and do so in a way that supports the channel at the same time. In this scene, a very heated Danzo approaches the third Hokage about the fact that yet another Chunin exams had been about to start, and that Itachi, the prodigy that everyone was waiting to see, wasn't yet on the roster for the Chunin exams. The reason being is that at this point in the story, though Danzo didn't have the full details about how he would wipe out the Uchiha clan, he already decided that Itachi would be his best chance to do so. But before putting his plan into action, Danzo needed to see Itachi in the Chunin exams in order to get a proper gauge of his skill level. So what I'll do for you guys now is read the scene from the novel and come back to you guys with my thoughts, and it's here I'm going to begin quoting. "I saw the roster for this year's Chunin exams," stated Danzo abruptly in front of Sarutobi, who was seated inside the Hokage's chair. "It seems that Itachi Uchiha once more isn't on the list." The third Hokage lifted his eyes from the papers on his desk, looking at Danzo curiously. "Now that you mention it, you did go out of your way to speak to Itachi Uchiha when he graduated at the academy, didn't you?" "I felt that I should lay eyes on the face of the academy's top graduate." "Danzo, I had no idea you were so fixated on members from the Uchiha clan." "Hiruzen, it will be a loss for someone in the village with this much potential to have their promising future wasted for several years." "Danzo, he can't take the exams without the recommendation of his Jonin. Itachi's supervising Jonin, Yuki, is below average at best among his Jonin peers. He's likely very jealous of Itachi." "Yuki is not that sort of man," Hiruzen began, but Danzo cut him off. "He is that sort of man," Danzo shouted. "Perhaps you're unaware, but he's already sent back several Genin who were more talented than him back to the academy. He will not be allowed to do it this time. Itachi so obviously excels. The boy's name is known all throughout the village. He will not be held back this time." A member of the Foundation had already investigated Yuki. Danzo knew more than the foolish Hokage. Yuki doesn't always show it, but deep down, he has a very dark nature. Heaving a sigh, the third Hokage slowly opened his mouth. "Well, we can always promote Itachi to Chunin through an official decision if we must. Itachi Uchiha must be allowed to take the Chunin exams. Officials from all the other villages will be watching. It's an opportunity to display the future potential potential of our land. Displaying Itachi's abilities will display the threat that our village possesses to all the other nations. Itachi is indeed gifted, but Danzo, does he really have that sort of ability? He has precisely that such value. He has precisely such ability, Danzo shouted. Uchiha Itachi, Danzo believed the boy to be the very same person who could fulfill his dearest wish, Konoha and the Uchiha, a trump card to sever the link that continued since the establishment of the village. That was Itachi Uchiha. In quote. So, in typical Danzo fashion, while he technically did do a good deed, speaking up for Itachi when no one else would, Danzo was only doing so because of his plan to destroy the Uchiha clan. Danzo needed to test Itachi in a proper way in order to see how far ahead his skills were and how well he exceeded the rank of Chunin. He needed the world to see just how much of a prodigy that Itachi Uchiha was, so that when the day came that Danzo used him as a scapegoat to destroy the Uchiha clan from within, no one would doubt that Itachi was capable of such a massacre. When you really think about it, it's very similar to the method that Orochimaru used on Sasuke during the Chunin exams. Orochimaru treated his sound ninja like pawns, also he could see how Sasuke would react to the curse mark, and so he could see Sasuke's growth in a very controlled manner. In both instances, both Uchiha brothers, while under the observation of the threat lurking in the shadows, both brothers displayed several times over why they were considered to be prodigies in such high demand. Like I've covered in another video, Itachi set the record for finishing the Forest of Death, and he did so alone, holding the record until Gaara's team broke it several years later. Entire teams surrendered in the third round, which was set to be a team battle, even though they had the numbers advantage 3 versus 1. Since Itachi didn't have a team taking the exams with them, Itachi's opponents forfeited the match instead of choosing to fight Itachi because of how skilled Itachi was. Itachi blitzed through the Chunin exams with very low difficulty and established himself as the most talented Genin in all the 5 great nations at the time, which is what sealed the fate of the Uchiha clan in my opinion. After Danzo set the stage for Itachi to become Chunin, Danzo quickly set up the stage for the Uchiha massacre, which we all know at this point in the timeline wasn't that far away. But I want to know from you guys, what are your thoughts about this matter, and do you really think that Danzo is in the wrong for this? Let me know down in the comment section below. But as always guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day guys.